Hello, 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 Virgo. Welcome to Spirit in You. My name is Debbie, and welcome to your March 2019 general reading. I am shuffling some cards using the Wild Unknown deck. Okay, I hope you're all well. First one that's fallen out, you've got rather, is the Sun. Okay, so I'll pop that one down. So I'm going to do 8 cards, which would be the timeline. One more has popped out, and that is the Six of Cups. So I'm just going to put them in line here, Six of Cups, and see what else comes through for you. Next one is the Son of Wands, shuffling away. Oh, and now we've got the Five of Swords, so that's four more to go. I do hope that you're keeping well. Looking forward to March and all it presents. Three of Pentacles. How was your February? Hope your February was really good. We've got the Ace of Wands and just 2 more to go. I didn't actually get an angel card, but just over there, I might have to lean over in a minute, I got some Moonology cards. You might have heard of them. I do love astrology particularly, and these Moonology cards are just gorgeous, and they talk about the phases of the moon and all of that. And there we've got the Mother of Pentacles, so phases of the moon and what's going on, and they're just great. So I might pull one just for the sake of pulling a beautiful moon card, because the moon is so creative and so intentional and dreamlike, and it's that conscious but unconscious, and so I think we will. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So just bear with me. So the first card that we got was the Sun. Okay, so when the Sun comes through, this is the way that it feels for me, particularly when it comes through, is that it's talking about you. It's talking about you coming from your heart center, you know, you coming from that lovely personality that you've got, your sunny side, your sunny disposition, the way you function as a person. And it feels like as well that when a card comes through like this, the Sun for instance, for you, and it's right at the beginning of the spread, right at the beginning of the month, that this is very promising. It being March, the weather's getting warmer, yes, hopefully, and it brings in that element. It brings in the fact that you may well be planning a holiday, and it also makes me feel like, for instance, that this is you projecting yourself in a very positive way this month. You're into March and you're ready to express yourself, but on a very heart-centered level. So it could be that some of you are actually in a business that's heart-centered, you know, some form of therapy, something like that, some form of holistic practice, but you'll be coming from your heart. So when you're dealing with people in your relationship, personal, or in the workplace, you'll be coming from your heart, or indeed working in a heart-centered business. But it feels very natural, it feels very holistic, and the card wants me to center myself as I feel it as well. So I know that it means to center yourself, to kind of ground yourself and just be very true. Use that unique ability that you've got to be true to yourself and to the people that you're with and that you're around in your day-to-day life. So you'll be coming from a very sincere place. So start off the month with, here I am, look what I've got to offer. I'm being me. I'm being very sincerely me. I'm being very uniquely me. And I'm not feeling limited about my potential. Quite the contrary, I feel quite radiant. I feel as if I'm able to throw an awful lot of light on a situation and bring some real, I don't know, I feel that you'll be bringing some comfort in for some people as well. I think your words, your kind words, will help a member of the family or somebody that you're with. You'll kind of feel like you're guiding them, because there's a very holistic, very natural, what's the word? Humanitarian feel to it. It was lovely to start the month with, isn't it? And then we got the Six of Cups. So there you are, the Six of Cups. Again, this is lovely as well, because cups are emotions, as you probably know. So this is that giving and receiving of yourself, a little bit like the Sun would have you do. You're giving yourself for sure. So this could be for some of you that you're in a relationship with somebody and there's a lot of love with it, there's a lot of giving, there's a lot of receiving, there's a lot of joy with it as well. So day to day in the relationship it feels rather nice, and there's that sense of somebody wanting to give you something and you wanting to give them something, having lively conversations about the family tree, about ancestors, about the roots of everything. Also with this card, even though it's got that sort of nice emotional, it's got a light feel to it. It feels like, you know, when you're in company with somebody that you really like and you really want to spend time with them and you're chatting away, you're having this conversation, and it's going to and fro, it's bouncing back. And talking about bouncing, there's tennis in this as well. There's people playing tennis. It's that kind of thing, you know. It just feels like I'm kind of just seeing a picture of when 4 people play tennis and the ball's bouncing around. So it's bouncing around ideas as well. There is a nice levelness to this card in terms of energy, but it does draw me to the fact that if there is something on your mind in a relationship, it's quite a good idea to bring it out, talk about it. Don't feel that you can't have that conversation with somebody, that you can't say, look, on paper, we look great, we feel right, but something's not quite, you know, gelling for me. Something's not quite connecting. We're not quite working it out together. So could we talk about this? Because that we've definitely got something in common here, but the bit that's not right does need to be talked about. And so I feel that you'll be able to do that because this month you start off with this very genuine, sincere feeling. So I think anybody that comes into your path this month will be getting the real you, a real conversation, real feelings, and very heartfelt. Okay, so that's kind of the first week, and then it's we go into the second week. Remember how fluid the whole thing is. So, and what do we have here? So there's the Son of Wands for you. Okay, so Son of Wands. This is again aspirations, goals, desires. What are we going to do with the month? We're heading off. We're thinking about what we're going to do. But we've got ideas here as well, and those ideas need to be brought into fruition. So you may well think to yourself, right, well, I've got this idea and I want to move it forward. So I'm going to use all of my determination, my charm, my charisma, my ability to make things happen through my positive affirmations, through my what's the right word for this? Through the way that I deliver what I need to deliver, the way that I work my way through situations. If you get into a situation where you're feeling like it's almost like there's a thicket of you're in a wood, for instance, and you can't see the wood for the trees and you can't see where you're going, this card feels like it's saying to you, well, you can just use your charisma, you can use your magic to work your way through a situation. So if you're at work and there's some plans going on or there's something that needs to be delivered, but it's quite intricate and it takes a lot of working out, this card would say, well, you've got all of that, you can do that, you can get straight to it, you can work out what is needed. And I like that. Also, it could be that a message comes through at work or in your relationship for that matter, where somebody delivers a message to you that's kind of makes you feel quite light, quite joyful, quite inspirational. Somebody in the workplace, for instance, it could be a new person joins the workplace and they're young and they're full of vitality and vigour and enthusiasm, and and it rubs off on you. You think, I like that. I've forgotten that actually I used to have fun. I'm taking it all a bit too seriously. Could be that, And then 5 of Swords, again into the second week. So 5. Now 5 does mean, through the deck of the cards, it can mean a sort of, a conflict, a tension, a working things out. But there's always a way to work things out. You don't have to keep attention going. If there is a form of something that comes in that requires you to really think, but instead of just being able to think and clarify, it tends to sort of pull you down a bit and you feel a bit pinned down, then you've got to remember that thoughts are only thoughts. So it's important to listen to those thoughts, work out what's needed, and then just literally cut to the chase and just let everything else go. So if you are in a situation where you're with somebody and there's a lot of conversation going on and there's a lot of thought process going on, but it just feels a bit weary, it feels like it's pulling you down a little bit, sort of stand alone, as it were, and say, look, oh, come on, you know, there's no need to carry this on. We've talked about this, I've talked about it, you've talked about it, we've expressed it. Let's get a bit more creative now. Let's use a bit of magic to make this better. Let's not hang on to this. You know, I don't want to. You know, I've got, you know, plans for this month. I don't want to be bogged down with this. Let's have this conversation, get it on the table and move on. That's what it feels like. Talking about moving on and sort of talking about the situation. 3 of Pentacles, teamwork, first thing that comes to mind for me. Sort of ties in with this about, well, you know, we've got something going on. Let's talk about it. This is building on something. This is, and it's Pentacles. So it refers to money, to the material side of things. So this could be around the workplace and somebody coming in with an idea for you, a little bit like I thought with the Son of Wands then, an idea, somebody coming into the workplace or just coming into your life. And they're bringing in some fresh ideas, they're manifesting something, it's getting a bit creative, it's getting a bit almost like a celebration as well. If it's not somebody coming in with this kind of thought and feeling and presence, then it's you. It's you being really creative. It's you wanting to join those dots, cross those T's and bring it in. And it's you collaborating and talking with your peers and your contemporaries and this kind of thing, just bringing in a team spirit and realising that there is work to be done. But when we pull together and we join together, then we make something rather quite magical. We kind of make a spectacle even. We're delivering something. So Pentacles and it being number 3 as well feels really nice. Feels like the things are moving in the right direction, that some form of celebration and manifestation will come through in terms of work. That's very nice. So that's 1, 2 going into the 3rd week. And what was the other one that we got? And then we got 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Oh, I beg your pardon, Wands. Wands. Well, this is action. This is action, determination, this is progression, this is movement, it's forward movement. It's also something coming in quite suddenly as well. So, but it's promising. It could feel like this bolt of lightning here that you can see. It could feel like something comes in and it changes things up. Something a little bit unexpected, but very nice. So again, on what you desire, what you're looking for, what's making you tick and what you're hoping to gain in the workplace or in a relationship as well, it's movement, it's going forward, it's happening, it's getting better. Something's coming, and you'll also have a moment of clarity. You'll have a moment of, yep, this makes sense to me. I wanted this. Now that it's come and my cards are on the table, excuse me, or we've talked about this and we've discussed it, now it makes sense to me. So the 8 will bring that forward for you. Also, it'll be using your inner strength and your inner drive and the determination that you've got to propel something. So something good coming in rather suddenly or unexpectedly, but welcome, because it's about you, it's your passion. Feels really nice. Oh, we have another pentacle. Mother of Pentacles here. So this would be traditionally the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, it could refer to the mother, that there's a mother aspect, because we've got a son here, so we could have a family link. And just bear that in mind, because often that is quite applicable for some people. But the Mother of Pentacles here, she's financially, she's okay. She's working towards things getting better. She's got a level of understanding about money, and she's got a bit of a perspective on it as well. If this is you kind of holding on to what you've got quite tightly, because it's taking you an element of time to get there. And now that you've got there, you're naturally going to hold it quite close to, aren't you? Your finances, the material things in your life, and the people that are very important to you. You're going to hold them quite closely. So you've reached a level of comfort in the relationship and also financially, and that's what that feels like. So this is quite dear to you. This is important to you. This makes you feel good. There's a gentleness around the money aspect. It's not aggressive in the way that you've arrived at this place. If this is somebody coming through for you, it could be somebody that's solvent, that's got some money, got some ideas, and that's going to inject some input, some finances, some ideas into your current situation, which is going to feel very nice and make you feel secure and loved, for that matter, which is really very nice. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles, so we've got quite a pentacle feel going on here. And this is very similar to the Mother, because when the 9 comes through, it's you know, I've spent a long time getting to this point, just like the Mother of Pentacles. You know, she's arrived at this point after, you know, many moons, as it were, over time and decisions and sometimes heartache, but she's got there, you've got there, we've got there. But the 9, I've spent a lot of time getting to where I am and covering this thing called life, this work, this relationship, this stage that I'm at now, and I'm feeling pretty good. This is coming to fruition. This is finances looking better, everything feeling comfortable, money going in the right direction, and you almost looking at yourself and thinking, and it's like looking in the mirror and I quite like the way I look. It's that kind of thing. And then figuratively speaking, you could be just weighing up not how long it's taken you, but maybe there's an element of that, but just where you are now. Well, I'm here, I've arrived. And it could be that it's taken a long time, or it's just that these last few months have been great, or even just March is just fabulous because you started off with this really sunny disposition, this great way of doing things, this coming from you. And then during the course of the month, it works out that you get to here and the money is on the up. Things are on the up, the relationship, the wheels are turning, the cogs are turning, there's motion, there's emotion, and it feels comfortable is the word that I want to use. You feeling comfortable at the end of the month, that projects are in place, finances are looking better, and things just feel like they're on the up. So I'm getting a very light feeling with this card, a bit of a floaty feeling almost, that I just knocked the camera, that I see things moving. I'm just going to lean over and get the Moonology cards, which I should have got, but I didn't, so apologies for that. Well, I just lean over. Here they are. Oh, they're big, and they're a bit cumbersome, but I'm going to have a shuffle. So, no, I really do love the moon, and I really do love astrology. But that there was no other reason than the fact that I just saw these by chance, and I thought, well, I use my lunar calendar, and I enjoy that aspect. Forgive the pun there as aspects, but it's just something to sort of tinker with. And we've got, I'm going to put that one to one side because that one is round the wrong way, and I'm going to carry on shuffling and just see where we go. So, sort of recapping on how March feels, the sun being very important, planets, and we're just shuffling moon cards. So, be you, ultimately, and it feels very holistic to me. It feels very natural the way you're going to approach the month. Very heart-centred, and I do feel that will be a very good way to start your month. And it just looks like the way that the cards have fallen and the energies that are around you, that it's going to unfold into a very nice month. It's going to be one of those months where you're feeling really quite clear about your intentions and where you want to go. I'm going to try shuffling them this way. So I would say to you, just go into the month with a very clear intention and an idea of what you want, and where you see us. Bear with me, when I've got to pick this one up now, so let's get it. I mean, it would be great if I was a little bit more organised, wouldn't it? And what have we got? Oh, so there is, if you can just see that there, it says surrender to the divine, and it's a full moon. Okay, so we'll take this whole aspect and just surrender to the divine. Well, that's okay. That just means that you give yourself up to the idea that anything is possible. You give yourself up to the idea that you're limitless. You can literally, I just felt this lightness with you. that's what it feels like. As you go through the month and you get to the end, you're just going to feel in control is a really good word. I think you're going to feel in control. I think you're going to feel comfortable, and I think you're going to feel conscious of where you're going, what you're doing. This full moon makes me feel just complete illumination. You know, it's almost like it's looking down on you, saying, look, the moon's looking down on you. There's light there. There's possibilities. There's potential. So why don't you tap into what you've got inside of you, that extremely psychic bit of you, that, if you don't like the word psychic, that intuitive aspect to you, because I know that you have this. And the moon card would say just surrender to it. Just release any tensions, release any doubts, and allow yourself to just be fulfilled and filled with intention, invention and inspiration. That's what this kind of feels like as it comes through for you. I think it's beautiful. Full moons are always kind of magical anyway, but I'm trying not to do that at the moment. I'm trying just to feel the card for you rather than do any interpretation at all. I just want it to the way that it naturally comes to me, so I can deliver it to you. I feel light, I feel a bit limitless, and I definitely feel a bit cosmic, and that is to do with possibilities and to do with potential as the way that it's making me feel and the way that I want to deliver it for you. So obviously you'll take from this what you will, and it's all a matter of personal interpretation, but your mind is very astute, and it's very you have an inquiring mind. So I believe that your consciousness and your awareness is what's going to get you through the month really beautifully, in a very kind of wholesome, holistic, really healthy way of doing things this month. So it feels, you know, kind of glorious to me, if I'm honest. It just feels glorious. I really do hope it's a good month for you. Virgo, thank you so much for kind of tuning in. Thank you for your likes. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. That means a great deal to me, because, as I keep saying, slowly but surely they are rising. I hope you have a marvellous March. I'm sure that you will. I will do the weekly little couple of card take videos that I'm doing, just to see what the energies are. So I'll do that during the course of the month. But and then I will see you in March. Please do get in touch if you want to do any kind of reading with me, or if you've got any questions you might want to ask me. Just why don't you? So have yourself a lovely time. Make March really beautiful, because I think that's a great word for you. Enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye now. Bye.